I'm on. We're live with Joan in Learn to Communicate with Animals with Joan. So here we are, everybody. Very exciting. And today we're going to do some readings. So we're going to get set up for that. Anyway, of course, we'll wait until people come on because that would be helpful. And I know that a lot of people really got a lot out of Where Are You on the Journey? And I think one of the most important things about doing something like that is almost having like assessment tools, if you will, being able to always know where you are and know what you're doing. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Uh-oh, my pen isn't going to work well. So I'm going to need a different pen. Anyway, we're waiting for people to come on and join us. Is anyone here, Yasmin?
I will let you know. I'm just watching people come on right now. Let's see.
I'm going to find a
Hi, everybody. Please say hi to us and write a comment. Say hi in the comments. Let us know where you're calling from. It's always so exciting to see everybody join from all over the world.
Yeah, that's very fun.
And to create this incredible community. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So we've got Chris Hopton-Wilson. Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Wanted to
Tanya,
share my cup.
hey.
Maria Diodario gave it to me. And, yeah.
Who gave it to you?
One of the students in the big program.
Okay. That is... So that suits you to a T.
That's correct. Cheers.
Oh my God. Cindy Atwood's here. Leslie Williams is with us. Debbie Hull. Hi, Debbie.
Hello, everyone.
Shelley Messier. Joyce Lee Leggett.
Hi, Shelley.
Vicky Zabrowski.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good
Hi,
evening.
everybody.
If we know where we are, I can greet you properly according to your time zone.
Jane Sewell, I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly.
Hi, Jane. All right. Well, I was just talking for a moment about what it was. You know, I know that people, what I feel like we did over that 12 weeks that got extended because there were a few weeks I wasn't there. You know, we really went on a 12-week journey of where you are on your journey. And I feel like some of the things we did was we were able to really look at what scares us and what tools we have when we get stopped. And I just, you know, I remember way back, I'd have periods where I didn't have clients. Like, it would be rare, but maybe things would really slow down to a halt. And I learned early on, and I knew this from my acting world, that's always time to clean out a closet literally, or clean out the closet here, like start shifting belief systems. And those sorts of tools to, when you're in an empathic world where you're just making it up to begin with, right? Like, you're not going to do this accounting job or some other job. You're in a world that feels made up sometimes. Having solid tools, energetic tools, is what gets you through the day. And so I hope you gained some tools from the journey, and there's going to be more on the journey to come, but also some other things, and I'll just go ahead and start sharing what we have coming up. So we had closed the doors on the virtual retreat, but it turns out we can get 3 more people in if you want to do that. And, you know, for those that want to get your toes wet, see if this is something you really want to do, for those that already work with animals and you want to see if this would be a good fit to add on to what you're doing. It's a great just door opener for anybody that wants to have this as a career. You could see if you wanted to work with me. There might be another teacher out there, but I think I'm the most fun. And let's see. And we've got a huge program. So getting in to just see if it's something you want to do with me, there's so much going on with it. So anyway, for those that have known all your life that this is what you want to do, or that this is even possible, for those that have known that there's more to the relationship than what meets the eye, for those that know that there's more than body language, barking, neighing, meowing, squawking, the communication runs really deep. It's very small, very intimate, this virtual retreat, very small and intimate, on purpose. And you're going to have time with me. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And you're going to walk out with a little teeny skill that hopefully you'll nurture more with us down the road. Or you'll see that, you'll see if it's what you want to do, if it's what you want to pursue. So it's the perfect opportunity. And people have asked if I can't make part of it, is it going to be recorded? And the answer is yes. And then also with that, then, we have an Ask Joan that's live on Zoom next Wednesday. So, if you did the virtual retreat but had to do part of it by recording, you could always come to the Ask Joan and get a follow-up on the event. So that's kind of a perfect way to handle that. That doesn't always work out that well, so that timing is brilliant. So again, we have 3 spots left, and Shannon is handling talking to people about that if you have any questions. Otherwise, I know Yasmin will put the link in here.
Just have.
Yeah, good, thank you. And then what else is coming up? So we have the energy healing for animals, the basic energy healing for animals masterclass. And that is going to be so much fun. We're going to go over the first day, kind of energetic, just like the principles of energy, just really briefly, and then how body work is so important. If you've heard me speak, you know that I don't know why massage therapists aren't busy from 9 to 9, 7 days a week. But anyway, we're going to go into how much an animal store, how much more an animal stores emotions and everything in their body, and how some basic things we can do to help them release. Then the next day we're going to go into energy fields. We're going to go into invisible energies, which is your meridians, your neural pathways, just a whole lot about just energy in general, how you can work with that. Then we're going to work on energy fields. Then we're going to do some tapping on that Thursday, and that Friday we're with Marie Christine and I have an energy class coming out called Subtle Energies with Marie Christine, and she will be on that day. And then that Saturday we'll have a Q&A. So that gets us into, that's the end of July. And so then in the fall, there's a lot. So I'll just run down real quick. We have the Subtle Energies with Marie Christine. We have, with Jill and Joan, we have the, sorry, I keep getting texts. We have the OM, we call it OM, Organs, Meridians, and Emotions. And that class is part of a huge certification that we've put together with Jill and Joan. So we now are going to be able to have a little over a year-long program for people that are interested in acupressure. And it's a certification program. There will be a live component in February here. But that will be a 12-week class, organs, meridians, and emotions, and it's going to go deep. We've written most of it. Now we're kind of in rewrites, and then there's going to, of course, it'll be live on Zoom. And I'm in love with that class, and we've worked really, really hard on that. So then also we have the Fall Intensive, October 1st through the 9th. We have on October 21st, we have Animal Communication Level 1, and on November 4th, we have Energy Healing for Animals, and then we go into the 12 Days of Giving, and then we have a big event that got moved to the end of January. And then I have this to say, in March, I've been saying, and we're going to add a nature and wildlife piece. We're not adding, we're doing. We're not, this isn't theory. Well, I'll be announcing some stuff soon about what that year-long thing looks like. So it's very exciting. And anyway, that is that. Who all is here and where are they from, Yasmin?
Let's see, a lot of people have been jumping on. Where did I leave off? I see Vicky. So Vicky Zaborowski says she's in Ohio, Eastern Time.
Good
Diane
afternoon.
Victor is in New Jersey, same as me, Diane.
Good afternoon.
And let's see, Jen Evans is in Idaho. I cannot pronounce the name, it's in French.
Coeur d'Alene.
I don't know. Coeur d'Alene. Thank you.
I knew right away when you said it's French. Coeur d'Alene. I love Coeur d'Alene. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Jane is in Bonnie, Scotland. Oh my
I
goodness.
knew that. Jane's in the AC Level 1. And that,
wow.
yeah. Yes.
Afton says, Joan, you are definitely the most fun and a great teacher.
Well, thank you, Afton. I think so. I think our school is pretty darn fun.
Yeah. It's always fun with Joan. Oh my God.
So much.
We always have laughs. It's also serious.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Well, it's, we go really deep. In fact.
Yes, that's the...
even in the Energy Healing for Animals class that we're in right now. Well, the Tuesday, the Advanced Animal Communication, I know what they're working on this morning. I know what they're working on tonight. And then I'm teaching the last couple weeks, then we take a break. But, we're going deep. And in the advanced class, we really want people to feel what it's like to have a session, and sometimes they're kind of heartbreaking situations. And then the AC Level 1 is for people to really gain confidence. And then the Thursday, the Advanced Animal, or the Energy Healing for Animals, we've gone so deep. We always do, but it's really like just intense situations. We worked with, last week was trauma for the evening class. The week before 2 weeks ago was trauma for the morning class. And, we get down and get dirty. We roll our sleeves up. There's tears. There's compassion. There's intense pain and release. And then in that release is joy and fun and freedom from those triggering emotions. So it's really important work to do for yourself and for animals. So we do have a lot of fun, and we get down and get dirty, for sure.
It's amazing how we were also talking, Joan, the other day, how deep the work goes and how, it's not for everyone, right? It's just so deep and it's so heartfelt. And it stays with you for so long. It's incredible. And it's not everybody's cup of tea because it's so deep, but it's exquisite work.
It is exquisite work. That's the perfect word. And it isn't everybody's cup of tea, for sure. But I know that a lot of the people that, we have a few veterinarians, we have vet techs, we have people that see intense work every day and see people's pain as they lose their animals or they go through something. And so, even to just get a diagnosis, we work on that in the EFT class. So, we call those scripts that diagnosis. So there's just so much to do for yourself, do for your animals, and then ultimately, if this is a career path or an add-on to an already career path, we've got it. Whatever you need, from the basic class to the PhD. All right, so we're going to do readings. Has anybody sent in about their animal that they need communicated with?
Let's see. Everyone's staying high. Where they from? Debbie says, I need unlimited resources to be able to learn from you. Lots of laughs. LOL. Sandy is good morning from Washington State.
Hi, Sandy.
Anya commented to Debbie, says we all feel that way.
Debbie, there's always a way. I just keep talking to Shannon. She'll, there's Sandy and Shannon hit the magic way. There's always a way.
Let's see. So, yes, I don't see everyone still saying, Shannon, we have the most amazing amazing students in our programs, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Shirley, wow, she says it literally changed my life. Your programs literally changed my life.
We love having Shelley. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, amazing tool to help your animals. Here's something from Cindy Atwood. Can I read it out?
Mm-hmm.
I've been a bit concerned about my eldest. Questa is my 14-year-old Leon Berger. She has a polyneuropathy. She has polyneuropathy, but she isn't letting it hold her back. Still, life is a challenge. What can I do for her to be a better friend and caretaker? Is there something she really wants to do or something she would have me do differently?
Okay, and she's 14, is that what I heard? And what's her name?
Yeah.
Questa?
Questa, Questa, Questa.
Okay, are we saying that right, Cindy? Okay, anyway. All right, I'm going to get quiet and connect with her. Well, my sense is she's very stoic and she's not going to request any help. She said, I'm good. And even though she's a very solid being, there's something etherical and magical and feels like she's just super magical. And that's probably why she's doing so well, all things considered. So, and also she says that she has, when she's good, she's great. And that energy is sustaining her. And also it feels like there's just a magic combination of what you're doing. It feels like she has a lot of she believes that you are surrounded by helpers that maybe you don't even see or know, and that she feels them, and that she helps you and you help her. So there's like this almost like a holographic world around you that's echoing or mirroring the help that you give others, that she helps you with and you help her with. Like, it's very magical, and it's good and solid, even if there are times that she's physically weak. So physically, I do feel like, related or not, there's kind of a weird little knot in the left side of her neck. And so even though she's not going to request any help, I have a feeling that that knot could get worked out a little bit. And it's interesting about it because it seems to shove the lower jaw forward. And so I think that in a weird way, like when we look at horses, the jaw and the hind end down by what are called the hocks are often very related. And so I feel like that might help with some of her mobility. And so in a very strange way, the jaw is related to the mobility, but the jaw going forward is from the knot in the left neck. Also, it feels like the shoulders. I just think I'm sure you do this already, but just the massage and care for the shoulders and the hind end, and that's what I'm sensing. So I think that with all that's going on, she's amazing. So she's just an amazing being to begin with, but you know that. So there's that. I'd love to hear about any of that. And somebody had said that they have a gelding. I think I saw the name Prue, P-R-U. Anyone else? Maybe you could find Prue and find out the name, the age, and how long you've had the gelding. Anyway, what can you pick someone else while we're waiting for the gelding?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Janet says, will Joan do a reading on a dog in spirit?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So, Janet, if you would like to give more details, I guess, Joan.
Yeah, and there's Prue. Ray is a Morgan gelding, 6 years old. Okay. 16. And more details from Jan, and then also Prue. How long have you had Ray, and are you riding him? Okay. And Jan, have we heard from Janet Duffy? Jan Duffy? Jan's an AC level 1, and I think moving on up.
There's another one here. There are a few. I'm not sure if you can get to everyone, but try.
All right. Wait.
Jen. Okay.
There's something from Cindy. She said, "Can you read Cindy?"
Yes. Sure. That is super wonderful. She is absolutely amazing. really helpful info. The jaw forward also cramps the whole vagus nerve. Shame on me for missing this. So glad you found that. I love her and she is so very magical.
That's awesome. All right. You know what? It's hard with our own animals, though. You know, especially our own animals, and we're caretakers and helpers with other people and their animals. It's really hard. Okay. Did we hear from Prue or Jan?
Prue or Jen,
Duffy.
Jen Strickland?
Janet Duffy. It's actually Jan, but she's Janet.
Yes. Janet Duffy. Sophie, my soul dog, who passed 2.5 years ago at the age of 13.5, brought me to animal communication. She's an amazing soul. She's still very connected to my husband Tim and my cat Ellie.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, it's amazing because it feels like Sophie, yeah. Sophie is in spirit as amazing as she was on planet Earth. And part of the thing that made her so amazing is she had an ability to really soulfully look at you and Tim, and it feels like she had healing energy for other people, like other people felt good around her, and she just had that way of just softening you in a way that you could have had a hard day and walked in, and she just softened you with the look in her eye. And soft is like a word that keeps coming up because it feels like there's a part of her that was soft and softened others, but when given the opportunity, she could be fierce. So it was just a clarity, like no, or a bark, or a something. Like she had a little. She would go from 0 to 60 into what she needed to do, and so. You know, I don't know if she was a hunter or if she pretended to be, or if it was just like neighbors walking by. But there, you know, she could go from complete softness and sweetness to fierce in a moment. She said that she knows that you yearn for that kind of connection, and that I don't know if you have another dog right now, but that dog is definitely that there's someone that's going to teach you a different kind of lesson, be a different kind of soulmate. And she said that that you feel those moments that you used to feel with her in spirit, you in person, in spirit, and she loves to continue to be that for you. And it feels like also she knows that you're you know, that you're really shifting and changing. And also it feels like Tim, your husband, is going through, I don't know, a big, you know, whether it's work related, or it just seems like he's going through a lot too. And I think it feels like he has missed that softness. But, you know, that softness is around you as you guys shift and grow into what's next. And so that's it. It just feels like she was a real catalyst, and a very much a catalyst in other ways too, before bringing you to animal communication at the end, and she continues to be. So there's that. And then I saw that Prue said that her Morgan Ray is a dressage horse. So I will, when we'll hear back from Jan, and then I'll just work on Ray now.
You managed to read everything that Prue wrote, or do you want me to read it for you?
Oh, go ahead, yeah.
So she said, he seems to have a problem with eating. His gut isn't functioning to support his coat, ? He has an appetite, but he doesn't get benefits from eating. And she says he is a dressage horse that seems right and distracted.
Okay.
Tight and distracted in his work. Sorry. Tight and distracted in his work. She corrected herself. And his name is Ray, a Morgan gelding of 16 years.
Okay.
16 years old.
All right. I'm in. Okay, well, first of all, he spent the first bit of time telling me just how cute he is. That he's just, in his soul, he's cute, he looks cute, he's a cute mover. He thinks that his movement is very wonderful. He loves you like crazy. He's, and I think that one of his most favorite things on the planet is when he's working is when you are both connected. And so we'll talk about that again in a moment. So he said that he's very smart and he does love what he's doing, and he thinks that you get distracted. So I think you guys are playing off each other in terms of the distraction. And then what I feel like happens is, if I were to describe what happens in the ride or the tightness, it feels like there's a moment when there's a disconnection and his steps get shorter. He gets behind the bit. It feels like his left back tightens. He takes shorter steps, and then my sense is that you get an element of tightness, and then it takes some kind of releasing to go. And it's going to sound counterintuitive, but I have a feeling that there are some big gives you could do right before that happens. So where does he get tight, and where would you start the big gives? I would say the and you could even half halt just on one side, and I would say if I were to half halt on one side, it would be on the left side, because his back tightens up on the left side right before he goes into that tension. So that's the riding piece. My sense about the stomach is that, or about his gut, is that two things. Even though horses would fall into the hypo category of hypothyroid, I would pretend like he's hyperthyroid. I think it's hard. Sometimes these horses with a lot of tension become not so easy keepers, and in that way, I would look at probiotics for sure, and I'm happy to put in the comments. I carry a line of probiotics and vitamins. I would be looking at magnesium, because I feel like that's going to soften his emotion around it, and because it feels like you both have a tendency to worry, and then you get into the worry tank together, and it's all systems go worry. So I think he's pre-ulcery. I don't know if he would scope as ulcer, and I don't know blood test-wise if you'd find anything with the thyroid, but I would look at, and does he have any allergies? Because it feels like that's also what's preventing him from absorbing. So that's my sense. I'd be really looking at probiotics and getting, and again, I know that you want that for fat, but getting it down to the most simple grass hay, off grains, maybe something like Timothy pellets, looking at things that are going to just maintain and then add in, because it feels like everything right now is not quite absorbing. So that is that. I hope that helps. So cute though. I mean, like a little hero. Like he probably dresses up very cute. Anyway, so did we hear back from Jan?
Sorry, let's see. From Janet.
Janet Duffy, yeah.
That was amazing, Joan. Her essence was pure love, and everyone around her felt it. She changed our lives and softened us and taught us great lessons, and continues to do so. Thank you so much.
Okay, good.
And Prue says he is cute. I love that you heard and felt him on so many levels. Please let me know of your products. He did have allergies this spring, hive-like on his skin.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think the allergies are what is kind of messing with the ability for the the thyroid. It's not going to test, but you're not going to see it in a blood test. So it just somehow we have to play with that idea. Yeah.
Do you know what? She would love to know the products that you mentioned, Joan.
Yeah, Dynamite. I'll put the link, because I can't ever remember the link because it's some stupid.
All right.
But Dynamite.
Prue, we'll put the link.
Yeah, we'll put
reply to you in this live afterwards, and Joan will give you the link of the product that she mentioned. Okay.
And I'd also love to see pictures of Ray. I'd love to see pictures of Sophie. I'd love to see pictures of Questa. I feel like we need to, we need to see that cute horse and these beautiful, magical dog souls. What time is it?
It's 1:40 my time.
We can do one more.
So Debbie Hull says, my 2-year-old lab, Taya, Taya, female intact, just had her birthday. I've been having to take care of my mom, who is in rehab facility, and her husband at home 20 miles from there, so not home a lot. Mon broke her hip. Anyway, Taya has been very mopey and sad. She also just finished her third heat cycle, and I think she might have been wanting to have a litter this time. One of her puppies is supposed to be my 13-and-a-half-year-old lab that just passed, May 25th. Does she have anything she wants to tell me about how she is feeling? That's interesting. Wow.
So my sense is that, first of all, she loves you so much, and what I see from her is that she says that you are the caretaker to the nth degree, like caretaker extraordinaire, and that sometimes when you come home, you've over delivered for your mother and her husband, and so what happens is it feels like then you feel a lot of guilt. And then for her, who she is she's actually also an amazing caretaker. And it feels like she feels a little left out. She'd love to go with you because she feels like she could heal the room. But also, it feels like because you're so depleted, you don't get to receive the caretaking she wants to give you, and you're guilty. You feel guilty, and then she doesn't. It feels like you lose energy to be able to play or caretake in the way that she got very accustomed to. And what I look at with that is what happens in these kind of relationships, and this is so common, is I call it the bad biofeedback infinity loop. So you feel guilty, and then she gets mopier, and then you feel guiltier, and she gets mopier. And one of you has to drop it, or it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so if you could drop the guilt, she might drop the mope. And that's just how that I would start playing with that. If you need... for anybody that didn't get read today or get an opportunity here, we'll probably do this again before. I don't know if we'll be able to do it. Well, maybe we can do it next week. We'll see. But if not, I'll look at the calendar. It's next week is the 16th, and then we're into the 20. We're right into the energy healing, right? And then I take a break. Mm-hmm. Okay. We could do readings next week, although there's a possibility that we have a field trip. So we'll see. But what I would say is that if you wanted to do some tapping, and for anybody that needs a reading immediately, my advanced students who are trying to get their case studies are ready and available, and you can write to sessions@joanranquet.com. And you could, Debbie, the EFT tapping might really help you just come home with the energy that you leave to help your parents. And I know how hard it is. I mean, I took care of my dad at the end, and lived separately, lived in another state, but flew home a lot to take care of my mother, and it's just it's hard. And you need those things that feed you, that feed your soul, and she wants to be with you in that. So It's like you both have to allow a little time for joy and fun, and that she wants to be part of that. So that's it. Anyway, I hope that helps.
Let's see if she replies. So again, we couldn't get to everybody. So many requests, Joan. But I will put the link to the free readings with your students in the school.
Yeah.
For people, and we'll make an announcement when, if and when you're going to do your next reading here. So
we can get one more day of readings in before the energy healing for animals, but it might not be next Tuesday. I'm waiting to see. I had something fun planned, but it might not work out anyway. So it might be that. Yeah, it's Cow Appreciation Day. We might just have to appreciate the cows when we do the energy healing for animals. Anyway, we'll just appreciate cows here together, and we'll do another day of readings. So, I mean, I guess that's the best way we can do it, right? Because, yeah. Anything back from Debbie Hall?
Yes, she says, "Thank you, Joan!" Exclamation mark. I did take her once with me to their home, and she was very happy. I can't take her to the facility, but I will take her and try to stop feeling guilty. But I will talk to her and try and stop feeling guilty.
It's huge.
Yeah. I try to get out and play frisbee with her when I get home, but with our heat, it's not for very long.
I know.
I'll look into a session with the advanced students and tapping.
Yeah. Guilt is, guilt can create a monster. Whether it's guilt and then they go down their feeling path of what it is that is, whatever they're going through, it just amplifies. And or it creates really rotten behavior. I can't even tell you how many people feel guilty, and the next thing you know, their dog is pooping on the desk, So this is the message for everybody. Like, the less guilt you feel and accept that sometimes things are the way they are, they're not always going to be this way. And so I accept that I'm really busy. Like, I don't walk down to my horses and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry, it's Tuesday and I have my Facebook Live and I can't do all the things I do on Monday, Wednesday, Friday." I walk down and say, "It's Tuesday. I have my Facebook Live. We'll play tomorrow morning." I'm really clear. And when I don't have guilt, then, my horse Drakkar doesn't start nuzzling me and turn it into a bite. So it's like, you can't believe how much guilt just rules our household. And I'm sure that people that have kids would agree. So, I was a stepmom, so I saw it in action with my ex-husband. Guilt does nothing but spoil people or allow those feelings to get so big and so far away that they feel out of control. Because it probably feels like you can't, that moping is going to just go down a tunnel of depression, and you can rein it back with just moving the guilt out of the way and just accepting and letting her accept that this is what we're doing right now. It isn't forever. Anyway, and that's a great reminder for all of us. Guilt. I was raised Catholic. Most of my friends were either Catholic or Jewish, and we could all compete with our ability to guilt out. And I've learned to just try to move it out of the way. So, that's it. Again, I want to, and we have 3 spots for the virtual retreat. I'd love to have you. If you want to do that, the link is here, or if you have questions about it, you can reach out to Shannon. We have the energy healing, the basic energy healing for animals masterclass coming up at the end of the month for 6 days. It's going to be big fun. You can sign up for that as well, and that way you get the handouts. And then we have the subtle energies with Marie Christine. We have the organs, meridians, and emotions acupressure class, fall intensive, AC level 1, energy healing for animals level 1. And if you were to sign up for any of the intensive AC level 1 or energy healing for animals level 1, there's 3 months of content you'd have access, not so much in the intensive, but there's a lot of other content that you would have immediate access to. So there's plenty to do to get ready for that. And yeah, let's do it. And here's something I totally forgot to talk about. I can feel Shannon going, is she going to say it? We're announcing tomorrow in a newsletter that we've done it for a couple people, but we finally are officially having single certification. So if you weren't ready, let's say you've already studied animal communication with someone else and you wanted to now get good at energy healing, you could do just our energy healing certification. If you already are an energy healer and you don't need our energy healing, you could do the single certification of just animal communication. So we've got both of those, and Shannon is ready to talk to all of you about how that would work. So I'd really love to, have Shannon get on the phone with you and for you to understand what the differences are. And it's really fun. And then one day we're going to have that for wildlife and nature, but not today. But we have a plan. We have the plan. So for right now, we have the animal communication single certification, the energy healing single certification. And they're both fantastic. You'd meet and mingle with everybody in each certification and/or the big program through the intensives. And there's just so much. We have so much brewing. It's I used to say this. Did a world tour of a show, and I used to say that, oh my God, I could just die of excitement. So anyway, that's the way it is. We've got a lot of exciting things, and we could just pop with excitement.
I don't know if, and I have to read this to you because I don't know if you're going to get a chance with your teaching. I know you do go back and read the comments. You're so amazing. But Prue says, thank you both. I feel so blessed to have your help with Ray.
Oh.
Just to give you feedback on the readings, Joan. And Janet Duffy says, thank you, Joan. I'm so grateful for your reading on my black lab, Sophie, who is in spirit. I don't know how to post a pic of her on this feed. If I can figure that out, I'll post later.
Otherwise, just in the page. Yeah, please feel free to post in the page.
Right, exactly.
Debbie
you don't have to do it here, Janet.
Yeah.
Debbie says, this is great advice, Joan. Besides everything else, I'm still taking Taya to her classes because she loves learning and social hour with other dogs. Truth about pitfalls of guilt, yes. And Shelley just wrote to you, Joan. She says, just to let you know, Joan, Button's eye is doing great. She gets her 5 minutes in the sun, and now she's looking after the troops. It's hilarious.
She's awesome.
Playing a lot more, and it's great. I was having a bit of trouble with my ear, and it turned out that Zulu had a bad ear.
Wow.
Cleared it up, and my ear is clear too.
That's awesome.
Love this stuff so much. There are no words.
Thank you. Well, we are off to advanced animal communication, and I want to thank you for being here, and I will see you next week.